Hey guys, it's Renzap and I'm on my shadow named Renfucius and I'm doing Athiss. Since my last video, I have two new skills I think. Maybe three. I'm not sure if I had my kick the last dungeon or flashpoint, but for sure I have kinetic ward, which is like it gives me a chance to block or parry I think, and it has 8 stacks. I don't really remember if that's the exact thing it does. And Mind Maze, which is basically a sap for when I'm in stealth. So I'm running with 3 out of 4 guildies. So it's pretty smooth, other than one of the guildies being really new to this game and she didn't really know what to do. But that's fine. Being new is fine. Anyways, I like to start up by charging in. I sometimes mind maze things in case stuff starts to hurt, and they do, but it didn't really matter in this flashpoint since they just like to AoE everything. And yeah, for these pulls they're kind of spread apart but much easier to handle than Guardian, since I have a Force Breach I think it's called, and when I'm in combat technique it gives me a pretty small range AoE, but an AoE nevertheless. It's pretty cool. So we broke in. I mean, we had to pick up those explosives earlier, but I don't think you have to if you have a person that has archaeology that can break through these doors. I think it's archaeology, but Balm has it, and he's gonna be breaking the door, opening it up, and just have a phone call really quick. And, while waiting, I put up my guard on the scoundrel because his bursty DPS, because he's like four or five levels ahead of me. That means he kind of bursts pretty hard and he grabs aggro pretty quick. So I give him the guard so I get his threat. I thought my scavenging was high enough, but it wasn't. But the scoundrel had a high enough scavenging so he could pick up that battle droid to help us fight through the dungeon. Flashpoint. This next pull, pretty easy still, but the one after it, this pull is pretty hard since I can't CC any of the droids. I think I can force lift them, but I didn't even try. And it gets kind of hectic because there's like 1, 2, 3. There's 5 of these strong mobs, so they're hitting me constantly, and I kind of mess up. And LOS the healer gives me shit for it. I almost died. I don't know how he kept me alive. So I always want to keep my kinetic ward up since it gives me a good chance to parry. And it's not too expensive to use, so it's a pretty good skill. Other than that, this next boss is pretty easy, as long as we kill the ads. I tell him I'm sorry. So she does a purple thing on the ground, and I think it creates a little poison mist thing where she shouldn't be standing on, but I don't think I can move her, so I just tank her anyways. And she turns around and hits people with her barrage. And I pick up the ads whenever they come, just so they don't piss off the healer or the range DPS, but usually it's the healer that they're going to go for. So yeah, it's a pretty easy fight. Just a couple ads coming. I use Force Breach on them whenever they get near, and I can't remember the name of that the AoE force push, but I use that whenever it's up. Drops the gun for the commando. As always, I'm gonna skip these dialogues because my hard drive is not strong enough to make it process fast enough. So skip it. I don't like this outside portion of the dungeon since it's kind of boring. I mean, it's nice to be outside in a flashpoint for once, but you know, these pulls are pretty simple. I just go for the. I make sure I have initial aggro on the strong mobs since they hurt, and I don't want them going on the squishies. So yeah, pick them up. And there's usually a bunch of them padding, so I try to pick them up as fast as I can. I start to tend to leave the normal mobs, the normal non-strong mobs, for the scoundrels to pick up, because they can easily take them out in 2-3 hits, so they don't do that much damage, so I just leave it for the scoundrel to deal with, or whoever's DPSing. Because I'm not sure if it's worth it to run around and try to pick up anything. In this pull, I go up, hit this guy really quick, do my little dash, grab the guys on the ground. The healer's gonna be up there interrupting the caster mob up there, which is basically what I did in my scoundrel video when I was healing this. It's pretty cool. Same thing, I pick up the strong mobs, but I didn't have the initial pickup on that pull since the scoundrel decided to pull with his companion or whatever it is. This pull's kind of hard, so I CC one, but they break the CC for some reason. I don't even know what the hell that scoundrel's doing. He's being such a queer. So just because he decides to hit that one guy, his droid companion goes down. Pretty much a waste. I don't even know what I was thinking. This pat, we're gonna take care of this one last pat, and then you can kind of ninja this next mob and pick up these guys, and that pat's not gonna aggro, so it's gonna be easy peasy. Pretty simple dungeon. I dropped down a bit. I think it's because I'm checking here. I think I'm not wearing the right offhand. I'm not wearing my tanking offhand, so I don't have that shield or absorb, whatever. So I kind of compromised my tanking a bit. So that's kind of bad of me. Because when I'm leveling, I have Quizen, Fez, or whatever to tank. So I just try to do as much damage as I can. Next boss, pretty easy as well. I dash to him, get my aggro off. I try to gather all these guys up and AoE them. You want to face him away from the bot or the group, since he does a AoE or frontal cone swipe or whatever, but the scoundrel, being the smart guy that he is, decides to be right in his face like 50% of the fight, just like right now. It's not, I mean, I'm trying to position him, but as a DPS you should be able to position yourself to be behind him. See, like, he decides to walk right into his face. I think he's trying to get those mobs, but it should be fine that the the commando can do it. I mean the commando has a really strong AoE, so, but I think it has a big cooldown. Should be all good. I mean, this is an easy fight. Easy. The last fight was probably harder. And take down those ads. That should be the last set of ads he's gonna summon, I think. And he goes down. Scoundrel chest piece. it's more fun in my opinion to run with your guildies because it's easier to get a group for one, and it's cool to run with friends more than being by yourself with a bunch of randoms. The guardian, I mean the sage and the commando are my guildies. Scoundrel, some random guy that we found. So you can break through that door if you have archaeology. I hope I'm right. There's a chest here, and every time I open it, it has this one gray glove, so I ignore it. And I think I did this pull really wrong, since I think you're supposed to get the disciple first, but I end up getting this guy, this guardian. And he's a tanking spank. He doesn't do much. He goes into his Sorasu or Shicho form, and I just parry him the whole time. But I didn't notice that there's a guy behind us that's going to be padding again. I mean, it's going to be padding towards the disciple. I thought it was the same. I thought it would be the same guardian that would pat back, but I was wrong. Apparently, this guardian actually pats away forever for the rest of the dungeon, or he stays over on the other side until. And by the time you get to the boss, he's going to be gone. So we have to fight this guardian, and I think we're skipping the disciple. But if you want to farm for greens, I think these guys have a high drop rate for greens, so by all means, just farm them. Not a bad deal. Especially the guardians, they don't do much. I'm just gonna skip. We're gonna end up skipping the guardian. I don't like my my chest piece or whatever. I'm not sure if these both pull at the same time, but apparently they do. So I'm not sure if they always did it like that, but they do, or they did this time, and it was kind of lame because the disciples are harder than the guardians since they do all these annoying casts, especially when they get off their thunder, which is this thing. Oh wait, no. She's gonna do it in a sec. I think it's that. Oh my god. Well, the disciple does the thunder thing, and I lose aggro for a second, and I quickly pick him up. That thing, and when she gets it off, she does a annoying thunder AoE, or lightning storm thing, and it hurts a lot, as you can see. Especially since I'm attacking two champions at once. The Guardian's not a problem since you just parry all his crap and dodge. But once the disciple's dead, it's a cakewalk. Next boss is pretty simple, just like the fight from Tempest Keep. Well, much easier. He's gonna dot someone up randomly, and it takes about half of their HP, and I think explodes and hurts anyone around him. But other than that, it's fine. So he disappears after a certain percentage, I think, and he summons these fireballs. You want to dodge the fireballs, kite them around, don't even get near them since they do a large amount of burn damage. So you don't want to fight him like that. And I think he at one point he starts stunning me. I don't notice it until now. I don't think you can interrupt that dot since I try to sometimes. I think before you could a while back, but now you can't. So he disappears, and I'm pretty sure I cut off a bunch of this fight since our commando decides to leave the room when she's kiting the thing, the living fires, and that causes the boss to reset, and it took like an extra 10 minutes, so it was not worth it. Because our DPS kind of lacked in the first place since the commando didn't really, not to nag or anything, but she tried to heal when it wasn't really needed, so we lost a bunch of DPS from her. She did help though, since our healer was busy typing and he got cornered. It's not in the video, but he got cornered and died. Or not died. He got to at least 10% and the commando saved him with her healing spells. I think he goes down here. I hope so. And he should be going down really soon. And yeah. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.